I don't need an emergency stop. I just ride in the arena anyways. And other lies we tell ourselves. Stick around, I'll show you how to properly execute one and all the benefits it has to teaching your horse to be a better partner. Alright, welcome back to Make Good Choices Monday. I decided to make this a Make Good Choices video because so many times people tell me, well, I don't need to teach my horse this. I don't need my horse to be able to do this emergency stop. I just ride in the arena, or I just ride on the trail, or I just do this. But here's what happens. Anytime we add speed or we put pressure on our horses, emotionally, mentally, and physically, they are going to react. And we don't necessarily know how they're going to react. Now, this is Top Gun's two-step. This is actually ride number 8 or so on him. And I'd been trotting him around in the arena for some time, probably 10 minutes or so. And he's been on quite a little feed because he's in pretty intense training and he's really feeling good. And so when I asked him for the lope there, he really scooted and grabbed his butt. And we have to be able to bend that head around, disengage the hind end, and down-regulate these horses. So I go up their neck, take my inside rein, bend it out. I hold that rein to my thigh to hold it at a secure place and bend his head around, pet and rub on his butt, pet and rub on his face, and keep on changing directions. He picks up the wrong lead, he scoots again. I bend his head around, I reach back, I sit back as far as I can, make it difficult for him. The more that we can change directions with him, the better he will get. And we have to keep going. So keep on taking him into that lope until he levels out, until emotionally and mentally he can handle this. Bend him around. That transition was a little bit better going into lope that direction. He's softer now. He's getting softer and quieter going to the left, but he's not to the right. I'm asking him for the lope to the right. He's picking up the wrong lead still, and then he crossfires. I bend him around. Anytime a horse goes in the wrong direction, isn't moving his feet properly, isn't going the speed you want, you can bend them around like this to change the forward momentum, change the direction, and send them off another route. You don't have to get in a big fight with them. You can use this technique to bring them down and change it up. And he's still picking up the wrong lead for me. The pivot loses us there for a second, and every time he picks up the wrong lead, I'm going to bend him around and change directions with him. He's telling me that emotionally and mentally he can't handle this, and so physically we're going to see that he's not balanced in order to pick up that right lead. He's still not emotionally stable to take that right lead for me. So let's watch this again on the left lead. He's gotten real quiet this direction. I can run my hands up his neck, take my left hand wide, take my hand to my thigh, and bend him around. Most important thing about this exercise is where I hold my leg. I have to keep my heel down and my toe up and my calf on him. If I allow my leg to swing back into his flank or past that back cinch, he's got me because he's still capable of bucking. The one reason that this game works is because it's putting him on his forehand and it's taking the power away from the hind end. If I keep my core strong, my legs strong on him, keep my heels down, I stay in a secure place when I do this exercise with him. And that's one thing that keeps me safe as I'm doing it. He picks up left lead again here. I immediately bend him around and stop him. At this point in the training, he knows the difference between his left and right leads. I pick him up in the left lead again here. And now when I give him the cue, boy, he's really looking to stop. He really wants to stop. He's hunting that stop. I go to rub my hands up his neck. Look at that colt get in the ground. He's really wanting to stop for me. I go ahead and bend him around anyway. Reach back, pet him on his butt. I've got that rein to my thigh. I pet him on his head, down regulate him, release the rein, and walk off. It's just another game, okay? Change direction again. And now, the Pivo lost me there for a second. I apologize. I had to edit the video a little bit. So I went back to the left here. And we got a really, really super nice lope departure here. That's what I've been hunting this whole time, okay? That's where what we've been looking for. So I get a nice, balanced, even circle at a lope. And I'm going to go ahead and let him quit on the left side here after he's loping around. He's looking for the stop. He's wanting to quit. And I go ahead and just let him come to a stop on his own. I don't bend him around. And he's wanting to be really quiet here. Now, I'm going to end on the left side on that note, but I still need to get this done to the right, okay? So he's still moving off quiet for me. I'm looking for a nice, soft lope departure to the right, picking up the correct lead, and I need him to lope around in a balanced circle to the right before I can quit him completely for the day. And that's what that down regulating does for them. It gets their mind right, so emotionally they're capable of doing really basic maneuvers like this, holding the correct lead, loping in a circle, off the rail, balancing on their own, and coming to a stop on their own or with the slightest bit of cue from me, and getting quiet, getting their mind right. And so this colt lopes around a couple laps. I did a couple laps with him simply because, you know, he'd been struggling with that right lead most of this ride. And he comes down to a stop on his own. He's looking for it. Minimal cue from me. He even takes a few steps back, and I call it quits with that. I step off of him. I pet and rub on him. I even loosen up his cinch, let him know that I'm releasing pressure, and we are calling it a day. I sure appreciate you guys watching. I hope you make good choices, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks for watching.